Welcome back, guys. We are here with the March Madness video for the 2022 NCAA tournament. And this time we got Lucas with us.
Pleasure to be here. I'm very excited. This has been a wonderful year of college basketball, and I cannot wait to dissect this bracket and really get in and talk about it.
So the tournament this year is going to start with the first round games being played on Thursday and Friday throughout various locations throughout the country. And the second round will be Saturday and Sunday. And there also are going to be 4 games that are played March, I believe the 15th and the 16th.
Yeah.
And those are going to be played in Dayton, Ohio. So we're going to start with the predictions for the first 4 games, which will be played this Tuesday and Wednesday. So the first game is going to be between Texas Southern and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I've got Texas A&M Corpus Christi here. I think
I got Texas A&M Corpus Christi as well.
And then the later game that night is going to be between Wyoming and Indiana. I think Wyoming's had a great season this year, but I like Indiana to win that game.
Yeah, this is actually going to be quite probably the best first 4 game in my opinion. Wyoming very solid in the Mountain West. Indiana had some struggles in the Big Ten, but they did have some notable wins. And did make a decent run in the Big Ten tournament. Just came up 1 shot short to Iowa. I think they keep that momentum going into the first 4 here. First tournament berth in about 7 years for them. So I think they're going to take out Wyoming in the first round, or the first 4.
And then the Wednesday games, the first one is going to be between Bryant and Wright State. Bryant is led by Peter Kiss, the nation's leading scorer, who's had a terrific year and has done very good. And I'm going to take Bryant to win this game. I think they'll win this by a lot, and I don't think they should be a 16 seed.
Yeah, no, I really thought they should be a 15. I kind of a taste of disrespect for a 16 first 4 for them. Wright State Horizon League champions. They kind of snuck through the tournament, got their way to the championship. Nothing against them, but I think Bryant is the better team, and they like to pack the punch in the crowd. So, hopefully that doesn't happen again. So. But yeah, I got Bryant here.
And then the last first 4 game on Wednesday is going to be between Rutgers and Notre Dame, 2 teams that barely ended up making the tournament this year, and both had very good seasons, especially with Notre Dame finishing 2nd in the ACC, and Rutgers having quite a few bad losses, but beating about 7 or so of these teams that are in the field as well. So that's why they're here.
Little old Big East rivalry matchup, Rutgers and Notre Dame here. But yeah, as you said, Rutgers, they kind of had a roller coaster of a season.
Oh, yeah.
No one really thought anything of Rutgers until Ron Harper Jr. hit that near half-court shot against Purdue. Really got the ball rolling for them. They beat Michigan State. They beat Illinois. They beat all the top teams in the Big Ten. Many quad 1 wins under their belt. I think they get past Notre Dame here.
I like Rutgers too.
Yeah, Rutgers just they just kind of got that vibe with that team. That just I feel like Notre Dame. You haven't really heard much about Notre Dame. They're a solid team, solid coaching, but I think they just show up. I think they'll show up to this game stale. I think Rutgers is going to take this one.
So now we are also going to do our West region predictions in this video. So the West region top seed is Gonzaga, and the second seed is Duke. This, in my opinion, one of the better regions, especially towards the top, with teams like Texas Tech and just a lot of very underrated teams throughout the region. So our first matchup, we got Gonzaga and Georgia State. It's going to be Gonzaga.
Yeah. Sun Belt champions for Georgia State. Congratulations, but this is where the fun will end.
Then we got Boise State and Memphis. This is one of the toughest games to pick throughout the tournament. Memphis has been pretty hot recently. Boise State has had an amazing year, winning not only the Mountain West regular season, but the tournament as well. Yeah. I think this could really go either way. I think it's going to go down to the last minute of the game. Yes. And I think Memphis just has a little bit more star power, and that they're going to be able to win this one.
I agree, actually, yes. Memphis got it. They were down bad against Houston in the American Championship, but then they really kind of surged back. They found a way to get back into the game. They didn't end up victorious, but that drive to get back, stay competitive in the game, I think will allow them to beat Boise State.
And then we have one next matchup between UConn and New Mexico State. New Mexico State, pretty underrated team. They don't play up against much good competition, but they have a pretty solid team all around. And UConn, it's been a little while since we've heard them in March, but they've won 2 national championships in the last about 12 years. And don't be surprised if they go on a huge run this year, but also don't be surprised if they lose this game. I like UConn here. I think they'll be able to get over New Mexico State, but at the same time, this is very, very possible for an upset.
This is actually going to be one of my 12-5s. He's going to write UConn there, but I actually got New Mexico State here. UConn honestly has not impressed me a whole lot this year. It's just one of those teams that just finds their way in the tournament. It's a Big East team. They just kind of muscle their way in, but, just kind of beating up on some conference opponents. They are a solid team, of course. You don't get a 5 seed just by luck. But I really like New Mexico State here. You could pick UConn. This game could go either way. I just like New Mexico State. Yeah, as you said, they've been really hot recently. And I think if their shooting's on point, stay out of foul trouble, just the usual for March, I think they are able to take down UConn.
Okay, next matchup is going to be between Arkansas and Vermont. This game is going to be played in Buffalo, which Vermont is going to have a pretty even amount of fans as Arkansas, and the UConn, New Mexico State fans will be pulling towards Vermont as well. So Vermont will definitely have a home court advantage in this game. Vermont's had some success in years past in the tournament. They have a very good coach and a very good team, like always. They dominated their entire conference this entire year, and I'm going to take them to beat Arkansas. Arkansas has had a phenomenal year, and they could go deep in this tournament. But I like Vermont, and I think that they have the potential to win this game, and I think they will win this game.
Yep, I actually agree with that. Vermont, one of those teams. They've been in the tournament a couple times. This is their 8th tournament appearance all time. They had a run a couple years back. Very solid team coming out of the Northeast. I forgot the exact conference name. What's their conference name? Is it the Northeast?
The American East.
The American East. Okay, but yeah. It's a very, very solid team. I think they can take down Arkansas if Arkansas plays off like they kind of did in the SEC tournament.
So that brings us to the next matchup. We got Alabama playing Rutgers. Alabama has beat many great teams this year, including, I believe, Kentucky.
They
at least one or two.
Yeah, they also beat Gonzaga.
And Gonzaga this year. But they also have some terrible losses, including Georgia may not even should be Division I, but
they didn't even make the CIB or whatever.
Yeah,
or CBI.
Alabama is one of those teams that I feel like they either lose their first game or they get pretty much like the Elite Eight. This is not an easy one for me to pick, but I'm going to go with Alabama here. I think they barely win it, but I would not be surprised one bit if Rutgers won this game.
Yeah, I think the talent on Alabama is going to muscle them over Rutgers. Also a talented team, Rutgers, but we've seen the star power from Alabama when they beat Gonzaga and Kentucky. So I think they're gonna get through this.
That brings us to the next one. We got Texas Tech and Montana State. Montana State had a great regular season and a great conference tournament, winning the Big Sky. But I think Texas Tech wins this. I think they're much better.
It just comes down to skill, and it's just strength of schedule and all that. Texas Tech has proven everything that they need to beat this Montana State team.
Then we have Michigan State and Davidson. This is a great game. Two very, very good teams. Michigan State's fallen off quite a bit after having a great start to the year, but still a very good team with a lot of talent, and they've shown by beating teams like Purdue and many other good teams down the stretch. They beat Wisconsin in the Big Ten tournament as well.
Kept it close with Purdue in the Big Ten tournament.
I'm going to take Michigan State here. I just think that their strength of schedule and knowledge throughout the season that they've gained is greater than what Davidson has gone through. So I'm going to take Michigan State to win this.
Okay. I'm actually going to take Davidson. I'm sorry to our one viewer who is a Michigan State student. But for me, Davidson, they've been pretty solid all year. Michigan State has had some inconsistencies. As you did point out, strength of schedule, we're going to see how much that actually comes into factor when the Big Ten goes against these other conferences. But I do see Davidson potentially pulling this one out, especially if Michigan State, if they get really rusty with shooting. They had a couple scoring droughts in the Big Ten semifinal against Purdue, which allowed Purdue to really just kind of take advantage of that game. It was still close, so this should definitely be a wonderful 7-10 matchup.
And that brings us to our last matchup where we have Duke winning.
Yeah.
All right, now with the second round games. First one, we got Gonzaga and Memphis. Memphis has had some good wins at the end of the year, the end of the regular season this year, by beating Houston. That was good for them. They ended up pretty strong, I'd say. But I think Gonzaga's just got too much talent here, and I don't think they'll be able to keep this one close.
I know Gonzaga is going to win. I agree. I think it'll be slightly closer. I think within maybe 10 to 15 points.
Yeah. Then we have UConn and Vermont. I think this will be a very close one as
Mhm.
well. Two teams that are playing pretty close to home. I like UConn here winning it. I think they'll be able to barely win this one.
Okay. So for me, with New Mexico State versus Vermont, a little 12-13 matchup, pretty cool. I think New Mexico State, I think they're going to kind of run out of steam after dealing with UConn. Vermont, I feel like would be a team to gain momentum after a win against Arkansas. So actually, I got Vermont going to the Sweet 16.
Then we have Alabama and Texas Tech playing. I think Bama has the talent to win this game, but I think they're going to get hit by Texas Tech's defense and get destroyed in this game. I don't think it'll be close.
Yeah. The inconsistencies will show up, and I think Tech does dominate.
Then we have Michigan State and Duke. Duke has made me kind of cautious towards the end of this year, but at the same time, I think with it being Coach K's last year, this team
I don't
on
think
a great run this year.
I don't think he loses this game.
Yeah.
Tom Izzo, two great coaches. I think I did pick Davidson, but looking in Michigan State can totally win that first game. But I would have Duke beating Michigan State. I think just the talent that Duke has and just the willingness to win for Coach K, I think that'll propel them past. And I think they would also beat Davidson regardless of what happens in that first game.
Now that brings us to the Sweet 16 matchups where we have Gonzaga and UConn.
And Gonzaga, Vermont for me.
I really want to take UConn here, and I feel like it'd be bold. I don't think Gonzaga is going to make the Final Four this year. I really don't. But I'm going to take Gonzaga to make the Elite Eight here. I just think they're a little bit better.
Okay, yeah. Vermont runs out of steam here. Gonzaga, they beat Vermont as well. So I got Gonzaga in the Elite Eight as well.
And that has us with Texas Tech and Duke in the other Sweet 16 matchup. And this is going to be a battle.
This is going to be a wonderful
Very,
game.
very low-scoring game. I just think it comes down to Texas Tech having a better overall team. It's hard to pick against Duke, but I think Texas Tech has just shown that they really could win it all this year, and I like them winning this game.
Yep, I like them as well.
And that brings us to an Elite Eight game in the West region with Gonzaga and Texas Tech. This is going to be a battle. Another great game to watch if these two teams do end up making it this far. I think that this could really go either way. I'm going to take Texas Tech here. I think that their strength of schedule is much better, and I think that Gonzaga's lack of opponents throughout the year is going to hurt them here. And I think that Texas Tech wins this game and advances to the Final Four.
I also agree. West Coast Conference Gonzaga. You could talk all about how they made the tournament so many years in a row, but who have they played, really, besides St. Mary's, San Francisco? A couple good teams out there, but it does not compare to the strength of schedule that Texas Tech had with the Big 12. Very great conference this year. I think Texas Tech, once again, proving that they can hang. They've been to the Final Four before, and they're making it back this year.
That's going to be our predictions for the Midwest region in the first four. Thank you guys for watching. Our
Thank you.
predictions for the South, Midwest, and East regions will all be out very soon before the tournament starts, so make sure to also watch those. Make sure to like the video, subscribe so you can get notified when I post again. And thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.